Hello. This is an article that is on the Spiritualist News Facebook page. That is a virtual newspaper, really, a social media newspaper, because there is now not a printed Spiritualist newspaper at the moment. So this one is entitled, "You Can't Slander the Dead." The law is clear. You can't libel or slander the dead or defame their character. So it's basically open season on anyone or any group of people as long as they're on the other side. But there is one group of people that's a continuous source of libel and slander against spiritualists, alive or dead, and who have always escaped retribution, and that is the professional tricksters who belong to the not magic at all, magic circles. This unshifting antagonism varies in strength of expression depending on the proponent, and the most famous of these is probably the escapologist Harry Houdini. In the series History's Great Mysteries, a new docudrama presented by Bill Kalush called Houdini's Lost Diaries is on BBC television. Having one expert saying of Houdini's memoirs that he was a fantasist and that there were untruthful entries, another quotes it as a true-to-life account when it comes to his brushes with spiritualism and spiritualists, and of course mediums. Famous in America for being part of the popular double act Penn and Teller, Penn Jillette is vociferously against all faiths and avowedly an atheist. He is also on screen saying spiritualism is a religion, but he then says it's organised crime, a mafia, where money is to be stolen and a good racket, like you're dealing with drug cartel criminals. He even says that spiritualists utter death threats against people. Now, there are times in a spiritualist church service when the address is not very inspiring, or the medium is a bit of a waffler, where attendees can lose the will to live, but that is not the same thing at all. In this world that's full of different religions and belief systems, there is one that has never gone to war against another, whether as a mooted written and verbal ideology declaring itself to be the only true religion, or in actual physical conflict, and that is spiritualism. So why is spiritualism and spiritualists and the exponents and proponents of this religion, way of life or movement, call it what you will, singled out for all this vituperation? The antagonism is generated by psychic phenomena. The professional illusionists, conjurers, prestidigitators, escapologists, and mind readers claimed that anything held to be the psychic phenomena on which spiritualism was and is founded can be duplicated by their own trickery. It's the acknowledgement of psychic phenomena that sets spiritualism apart from other religious belief systems, and accepting the truth that of itself demonstrates that this underpins a life after this earthly life exists for all, from the humblest individual, as a fact. Therefore, to denigrate and dismiss such phenomena is to insult not only spiritualism, but its millions of adherents for whom it's the basis of their way of life. It began with rappings and bangings that went on in 1848 at the Fox family's rented cottage at Hydesville, New York State in America, that were heard not just by them, but once an alphabetic communication was established and an intelligent conversation held between a discarnate man who was deceased and the two sisters and their mother who enabled that exchange between this world and the next was accomplished, neighbours came from miles around and heard it all too. Once others were prompted to pursue the possibilities of holding such discourse between the two worlds, contact was made with more and more people, and the adventure that was spiritualism began in earnest. Psychic phenomena is the basis of most of the world's spiritual belief groupings. It aboundeth in the Bible, both Old and New Testaments, but it is stated by old established religion's spokespeople to have stopped in those ancient times, apart from them recognising a few miracles here and there over the succeeding centuries. Knowing there is indeed a life to come after this one is a source of joy and comfort to so many, and spiritualism, with its practices and the wonderful philosophy it engenders, should not be slandered and libelled with impunity. And the fact is, if you substituted any other religion's name, there would be an outcry, but spiritualists apparently are fair game. There. I hope that you found that of interest. A kind of rallying call, isn't it? I mean, we're not going to have very much by way of change, I don't think, except that we just have to keep on keeping on, as that wonderful guide White Eagle said. And, some of those words of wisdom that we've received over the last so many years from those in spirit who are highly evolved and are able to bring us teachings and wisdom. We acknowledge that, and we are thankful for it, and that's what makes us spiritualists, I think, nice people, because we're so grateful for all that, aren't we? And we understand that all these things that people think are, stopped in olden days are actually still going on around us. And it's so wonderful, isn't it, to think of all those people in spirit who help us on a daily basis, and to be aware and accepting of that makes our lives down here much more bearable. I really don't know how people who do not accept our way of life actually manage with all the things that are thrown at us in this life to cope with, if we didn't know what we knew about spirit and the influence that it has upon our daily lives, our earthly life, and the interactions that we can actually sense and feel and see around us. Because, we have to look for all those signs and wonders, don't we? And to know that, all the wondrous things that we have are provided for us, and not just randomly. Don't get me on that one. There are articles on creation versus evolution on my website, so do have a look if you're interested in further exploration of spiritualist concepts. It's www.lynguestdeswalt.com, and there's lots and lots of stuff on that. It's also a kind of biography of me. And there's also www.newchristianspiritualistsociety.com, and that is the society that I began. And we have many ministers now. It's wonderful. We've just got a new council of ministers because there's so many. We're blooming and blossoming all over the place, with churches and gatherings and meetings in people's homes, and real good stuff. So yes, do have a look, and we have Facebook pages. The New Christian Spiritualist Society has a Facebook page, and I do too, of course. And Spiritualist News, as I mentioned before, that is also a page on Facebook. So it's been lovely to speak with you. I hope you enjoyed my reading of my article, and you'll find some more there. So I say God bless to you. May you have comfort and some joy in your life. May you have a peaceful day, whatever day this is for you, that you are connecting with me, and may you have healing for you and your family and friends at this time, whatever they may be suffering from. God bless you and keep you.